Well, I think Nigerians are being deceived. It's like we have entered a reign where Nigerians are being punished unnecessarily. The government is toying with Nigerians, and it's like a situation whereby they are telling us, what can you do? I think they need to buy more bulletproof vehicles for the rich to continue to move around, because when people cannot get food to eat, they will run to the street.
Hi guys, the Labour Congress chairman has come out to blast Bola Ahmed, the Tinubu government, saying that they are lying and deceiving Nigerians, that he used fuel subsidy to enrich the rich and make the poor poorer. And he also assured them to go and buy more bulletproof car to move around, that when the time comes, there will be no hiding place for all the politicians. Omo, make una watch this video to hear many more things that he said, and don't forget to share your thought with us.
As an organization, one of those who reacted immediately when the price went from about 185 to over 500. But this is a different scenario entirely.
Well, I think Nigerians are being deceived. That's the official reaction. Because in the first instance, if you are saying that the independent marketers are now bringing the products into the market, into Nigeria, Nigerians will want to know how many of them, and for us to see the list of those who are importing the product into Nigeria, and to find out the role of NNPC in the current dispensation. NNPC cannot import and say it is imported by independent marketers. That is not true. Two, if governments withdrew subsidy on petroleum products, and suddenly we are about discussing the aftermath of it, and while we are about even to start committee meetings, another price is increased. Now you ask yourself, why will government go to court to seek injunction? Why will government take some other measures if it is not their business? The matter is clear that it's like we have entered a reign where Nigerians are being punished unnecessarily, and where lies are coming up everywhere. If you have a single market where everybody must change dollar at 800, per dollar, now you remove the market where people were changing money at 400 and 450 to import. It then means the very moment that dollar value increases to even 900 to 1,000, you tell us that you imported it at the current value, despite the fact that the products now are not the ones that were imported under $1 to 800 naira, range. So I think clearly the government is toying with Nigerians, and it's like a situation whereby they are telling us, what can you do? It's a reign of impunity that is coming up everywhere. It's not all about, it's not economics. What is happening there is not economics. It's not about market force, And if you are now approving almost 70 billion to subsidize those in National Assembly, probably to buy bulletproof vehicles for them and all that, and you are equally increasing, the pump price of petroleum products, and you say you are removing subsidy. Removal of subsidy, is it on the one that affects the poor alone? I think it is a problem that they are creating that will be between the poor and the rich, because they are taking away all that the poor are trying to benefit from, and they are giving it to the rich. In the battle that will ensure, I think they need to buy more bulletproof vehicles for the rich to continue to move around, because when people cannot get food to eat, they will run to the street. And it's not about what Labour says about it. The problem now is not a Labour problem. The problem is everywhere, and I think they are prepared for it.
So if you look at this, and tonight we're concerned so very much about the plight of the poor, who are in the majority in this country. Based on the available statistics, they are the ones that are going to be bearing the brunt. And how many people do even have vehicles in this country anyways, compared to those who do not have? And the impact on transportation, commodities, and all what have you. We thought that Labour was having a conversation with the federal government, and that, look, these things will come in such a way that the average person who doesn't have to weep and gnash his teeth and be in anguish and perpetual suffering over the consequences of the actions of government. Now, the question is that, did you see this coming? Do you accept the explanation of the NNPC?
Well, then NNPC have not provided any explanation. You can see that the room managing director was talking of finding out from their marketing department. I don't think they have provided any explanation. And they have no business, again, from what he's saying, if the importation of product is no longer within their control. If you ask whether I invested this coming, yes and no. Yes, in the sense that government thought they had been outsmarted by what Nigerians felt, was not a good negotiation with labor. But within us, we got the best bargain that could have salvaged the suffering of Nigerians when we opted for the CNG agreement. The CNG agreement we got and we signed without reducing the price of petroleum products, which was what the expectation of Nigeria was, such that would have given us a product that is an alternative that will sell at probably less than 100 naira per liter. And if that one has started operation today, I think government would have reviewed their folly in increasing the pump price of petroleum product. Now, while we are trying to consummate on that, they now came out again for an assault, a further assault on labor and citizens of Nigeria. I think Nigerians should see it beyond, just prices of PMS, and see that government is on daily basis attacking Nigerians. Government is on daily basis confronting Nigerians, trying to make Nigerians.
All right. I think for some reasons, your device there is muted here.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead, please.
Why government is doing this? Why government is going to provocation and attack on Nigerians? It's something that is not clear to the Nigerian labor movement. And I think we need to observe this. Find out why within 2 months, government has on the issue of petroleum products, PMS, government has attacked workers. On the issue of threat to increase electricity tariff, government has attacked Nigerian students on the threat to reduce school fees and all. So there must be something that is behind this. So I think Nigerians should look at it while we're on standby, waiting for this action. Because if whether there will be any clash, yes, or how and when it will start, Nigerians should determine in the next few days.
For anyone who has been following, we'll say on one hand, subsidy is a devil in the mix. And for a long time, it should have gone. But the political will to be able to do that without incurring the wrath of the average Nigerian as being a problem. Now, this has happened, and it's certain that market forces will take preeminence. But the question is, what has changed in the last 2 months that have determined, caused the change in price? Before you, we were speaking with the federal government on behalf of labor and the Nigerian people. Do you feel a sense of failure on your own part that this is happening and the Nigerian people seems helpless?
Well, how do you start assessing failure? Failure in the sense that labor should take the failure of government, failure to provide, a livelihood, better livelihood to Nigerians. How is it on the part of labor?
Because, Mr. Jairo, the reason why I asked that question, it does look in the whole scheme of things, for a lot of Nigerians who are watching, they thought that Mr. Jairo and his colleagues in labor were the voices of the Nigerian people. And there seems to be a gully between the government and the governed and the Nigerian people. And you were supposed to bridge that gap. But I'm asking you as a personal question, because as a leader of labor, discussing with government, and you woke up, I'm not sure, you got a call to say there will be a change in the price. Did this come to you as a shock or an embarrassment of some sort that you tried your effort to make sure that government stand down on the increase of the price and it failed? That is the position of my question.
The present government you are seeing cannot call me to say they want to increase petroleum product. It is a government that is dictatorial. It's a government that acts on its own. It's a government that takes an action. What is my responsibility is the reaction of Nigerians when we weigh all the options available to us. It's the government that it's the government that prefers to get a court injunction. It's the government that prepares to do some other undercurrent things that threaten you. So it's not a government that you say will call you to say they want to increase fuel price. But one clear thing about it is that if they call me, they will know that I will say no. So that one is clear. And it is not in our characters level to be on bed with government, especially when their actions and pronouncements are anti-people. So to ask me whether, they called me, whether I should be working with them on this, I can't work with them as far as it has to do with deceiving Nigerians, punishing Nigerians. We will have to maintain our various positions, and the Nigerians are in a better position to judge.
What is Labour going to do now? Because, Mr. Ajaro, the truth is, there is a clause in the statement of the NNPCS that the market will determine the price going forward. It might go up. That means we might get as higher than the price that we're finding it today, and it might go lower, maybe lesser than 500 naira that it was selling yesterday. But should it go up, what will Labour do? Or what will Labour do now?
We are not involved in that arithmetic of going up and down. When we realize the position of government and what they have done over the years, that it has been a situation whereby when they increase, Labour attacks them, they reduce maybe 50 naira. And then the next time they're going to increase, they increase with about 300 naira. This present NLC decided to look at alternative. And that was what led to the CNG agreement, which I told you about. That if we have the CNG agreement, that's my only regret today, that if we have the CNG agreement, already in place, as the independent marketers, petroleum marketers have volunteered their stations for conversion. If we had finished conversion of vehicles to use PMS, which I'm saying will cost less than 100 naira or thereabout, I will not bother if they are selling PMS for 3,000 a litre. It is now left from Nigerians who have options to decide whether to buy the option of CNG at 100 naira or to go and buy PMS at 800 or 1,000. That's the only regret I have. And that's what we got. That was what NLC got from that negotiation. We are not interested in the 500 they were talking, we didn't reduce it. But we had an option. We had a CNG, and gas deposit in Nigeria that will last you for the next 500 years. Now, why have they not started this conversion? Even when organizations like the African Development Bank are willing to bring funds for us to convert our vehicles to CNG. So if it's not to punish Nigerians, we could have started that option, and tried our 8 weeks agreement to see whether anything possible, anything better will happen. But that has not happened, and they went into increase. Before now, if we conclude the CNG agreement, the issue of increasing it to 5,000, 10,000 will not matter to every Nigerian.